Welcome to the Eternals movie review. The Eternals is a 2021 MCU film that is directed by Miss Chow, who's, you know, the new it figure when it comes to Hollywood. She's gotten the first Asian person to win a Oscar for her performance and opened a lot of doors for Asians in Hollywood. So to have her direct this film seemed to be fitting. Now, for me, I found it to be rather confusing and dull. Now, I'm a person that knew very little. I knew about the Celestials and Deviants from reading the comics, but I didn't really follow this story. Now, Eternals can be anything and anybody. Um, there's so many Eternals, like people they could just keep throwing into the group, that it was like over convoluted. Like it was just too much. It was everywhere. So you never could really focus on just one group of people. And in this movie, you're seeing the difference in these fallouts of the film. You're starting to see other people's, you know, vision played out in a way that's just not fluent, you know? Just don't seem to be working out. Now, I remember seeing things close that. It's in my way. I remember seeing this film and I was a little peculiar because I was like, man, I wonder where they're gonna go. And I said, this don't and I said, this just doesn't look like something I'm really into. The externals, um, it's just that characters were very bland. Selma Hayek, I thought, was underused in the film, and the Eternals was just bland. I mean, it's a movie I don't think anyone's gonna remember. Period. But I think that's just how the characters were, and they were told to act like the characters, which was basically bland. Um, it was it was hard to watch at times. I think it opened out pretty well, and after it opened out, it really started to take on a life of its own. You know, like it started to move at its own pace of energy, and then it's all this explanation, and I felt it kind of got interesting near the end as things were being revealed. But at the end of it, you're not going to care about Icarus or the rest of these people that were on the screen. What had me about to walk out of the movie theater is they had one of the Eternals, the only black guy that's in the movie, a homosexual male. And I'm like, okay, so the black guy has to be the homosexual male. The only African American male in the film, and his character has to be homosexual. Why? Makes no sense. Now, the leader of the Eternals is Salma Hayek's character, but yet they have Icarus in the front. Why? Because he's the sole white character. It's another weird white character in the back. Then there's a white girl who can't ever grow. She has to remain the same in the film. Then you got another Asian. You have a deaf black girl. You have a Asian American girl who loves Indian culture. You have an Indian in there for the Indian culture. Then you have the black guy who just happens to be married to another man and they have a son. Yeah, Eternals. Now, the storyline is they're supposed to be protecting and clearing out the deviants, which is these alien like creatures who feed off the humans. So the humans couldn't defend themselves, and the only time they can make themselves present on Earth to intervene in Earth situations if and only if a deviant is present. So all while Thanos and all these other worldly events are happening, they wouldn't and couldn't intervene, which would explain their silence. But if you watch the movie, all they did was break the rules all the time, 500,000 years ago BC and beyond. So what can compel them to break it then, just like they were breaking it now? They seem to have no problem in using their powers, even when a deviant wasn't present. Now, the style and the look of it was amazing to see. It's just that a lot of the action was, wow, Angelina Jolie is not even in the artwork. That's crazy. I just not noticed that. That was weird. She's not even in the calendar thing that they had. That's funny. Anyway, being on this planet, they're seeing and going through a lot of changes. Um, their core of their mission has not yet been told to them. They think their mission is something else, but they don't know. Icarus has been told the mission and had to keep it a secret for thousands and thousands of years. That one day Earth will end and a new celestial will be born, and then they move on to another world. Now, they happen to like Earth and they want to save it. Some of them do, others are divided. Then they want to find out why, what are they, what are celestials and what are they and how are they created and what are their purpose. So, Well, I give the film 2.5 stars out of 4. You know, it's just, this is supposed to be a huge rollout. I just don't see this movie really doing anything like Avengers or even close on that scale. Even the post credit scenes were kind of bland, you know? It was like, really? They're going that far? Like, jeez. So, I wasn't kind of feeling it. So, 2.5 out of 4 for Eternals. Um, the casual fan is going to be confused watching this film because they're not going to know really what's going on, and it's not really explained thoroughly. It's kind of confusing if you're a casual fan to know what certain powers are. You know, who are these beings that's creating them? Like, what's going on? Why are they being taken? All you got to do is watch this with a casual fans, and you will have all the questions in the world because you're gonna hear them. Who are they? What's that big red monster that's bigger than the planet? Why don't he just go and do everything? What do he need them for? Why is he making them? Are they robots? What's going on here? I'm like, can they reproduce? Can you're gonna get 1,000 questions going in to with this movie because casuals who run out and want to watch the event are gonna be just like, huh? And the rewatch value of this, it's one of those movies that's made out almost like a love story, and it's almost like you'll watch it if it's on cable, maybe, but you're not gonna break your leg or break your neck to go out and see it again. It's just not. It's not something like saying, "Man, I gotta come back with my buddy to go check this out." It's like, eh, whatever. So that's my review. Externals, 2.5 stars out of 4. Thank you for watching Screen Fame. Carcino. I'm out.